Pausing is huge. I know Vin Jiang, the communication expert guy, talks a lot about pausing. Instead of going, if you're just quiet, it speaks louder than word. Kristen, so when the client pauses mid-conversation when you ask them, and if they're thinking of selling, moving, if you stay silent, they open up. Yes, Kristen. Oh my God, I'm so excited. You're like embracing it. It's so hard. So if you notice when I go like this, that's me physically holding myself back from interrupting. I had to learn that. Pausing, I learned that from Vin Jiang. Pausing is so difficult. I've actually gotten way better, even in my own, like when I'm talking to my friends, and my family, even like my kids, and they tell me I used to always cut them off, and I'm still practicing. But yeah, pausing and letting them think, because Vin Jiang says, like, when you ask them a question, you need to allow their brain to process the question. So just hold off. There was another part about speaking slow, because as salespeople, we speak fast and it's like their nerves. But as cold calling, you want to slow it down, let their brain process, pause, take a minute. You see what I'm doing? Like, there's so much to communication. It's so great. It is so great. Yay! I'm only saying this because I'm learning it. I'm experiencing it. I'm growing. I'm no mentor, coach, whatever by any means. I'm just figured, you know what? Let me share what it's like. So for those who are afraid of cold calling, let me just show you how not scary it is anymore. I just think price is the most important aspect that actually moves the needle to get the home sold. I would say price and your pictures. And if you can do a video, I would say price, but also marketing, in the sense of showing the property in its best light, because I have taken expireds and canceleds that had terrible pictures. And when I listed it again at the same price, within 2 days, we would go under contract because of my images, because it was that bad. It was like black and white, day and night completely. And even the virtual staging would help. And my video, my inner circle actually was asking me, like, how am I getting the buyers for my listings? And no joke, that's video. I'm actually having buyers reach out directly because they see my video on realtor.com. Zillow isn't the friendliest with video, definitely showing it in its best light. So if it's priced right, it will sell, rather than having like the worst pictures and just price reduction, price reduction, price reduction. I am not opposed to staging. I just think it's an added expense, and it's more or less fluff. Sellers hire you as a market expert, which is pricing strategy at the end.
Hey, realtor, quick pause before we get back to the video. If you're watching this channel, it's probably because you're looking for more consistent ways to generate listing opportunities and for years to come. As an active full-time realtor, I only circle prospect when I'm doing my cold calling sessions. And the script that I'm going to share with you, you can't find it online. These are the actual conversations I continue to have with homeowners, and it has helped me generate hundreds of seller leads over the last few years. So if you're serious about building a steady pipeline of listing opportunities for years to come, I'd recommend downloading my free circle prospecting script. It's the exact same framework and everything I say every time I'm making my calls. So I'm going to make it available for you in the description. There'll be a link. Go ahead and click on it, download it, print it, practice it, make it your own. Let's get back to the video.
Yeah, sellers do hire you as a market expert. That's actually why circle prospecting has been really great for me, because I'm already, and that was crazy because I don't know why I watched this Tom Ferry video. I don't even like watching his stuff, but it popped up on my feed. And Tom Ferry was on stage, and he had 3 successful realtors on stage. And he basically said, so you're basically acting as a realtor or behaving as a realtor before you're their realtor. And I'm like, oh my gosh, yes, that's so true, because that's what I'm doing. I'm already keeping them up to date on the market and what's happening through like a year time, 5 months time, 2 years time, whatever. So when they come to list with me, they're not asking me about staging. Like they don't even ask me about my marketing. I don't even have a listing presentation, because I'm already standing out as a professional. And they already know what we're going to price it at. So I'm already informing them.
Please leave your message for.
Sorry, every time it beeps, somebody's answering. That's why I keep pausing. Let's see. So yes, I think staging is total fluff. It's just a way for an agent to have an upper hand. And I'm like, if that's going to be your value proposition and that's what they want, like, so be it. A buyer won't pay me. Oh, sorry. A buyer won't pay more just because it's staged. They'll pay more because they're competing against other buyers due to the listing being priced correctly. Yeah. And also, like, what's going on? Did this pause? It's also, let me see. I was going to say there are some times, like, depending if, how should I say this? I know someone who is in the Midwest and the properties that he prices. So I was just gonna say that I know a Nova agent in the Midwest, and he competes against new construction, and it's like same new construction and resale homes, and theirs are staged and his is not. So generally he'll stage them for just a 30-day period of time just to be equivalent because of the pricing, just because theirs look nice and new. So it probably depends a bit more on your market too. Really appreciate you read the comment. You're doing really great. Are you talking about different types of tonalities and that client pause thing? Not so much tonalities, but tonalities is a huge thing. So it's like tonality, pacing, like your speed of rate of speech, as well as pausing like this. I'm pausing. Found out from Vin, it's called Cadence. Who knew? I had to like Google, what is Cadence? Why does it keep saying Cadence, Cadence, Cadence? And then it clicked because I binged his information. I'm like, oh, tonality, your rate of speech, your pausing, all of that is cadence. And that I've been learning all on my own.
Please leave your message for.
So that's what people say when people say it's not what you say, it's how you say it. It's cadence. So does make a difference to get the buyers to choose your listing over the competition. 100%. I've actually experienced that a lot in everything that I do. And so many people are like, oh my, even the buyers are actually the ones who give me the biggest feedback because I do the showings in person. They're like, oh my God, we saw it online. We just had to come in person, you know? You can't get that through terrible photos. I know so many realtors who don't do well and always say, oh, the pictures don't matter. The pictures don't matter. I'm like, well, that's because you're not doing so well. Like if you actually spent time on the pictures, you guys, I have worked with 5 different photographers. The one that I have now, I've had for 2.5 years. And I will wait for him. If he is booked for a week, I tell my sellers, I'm like, he is worth waiting for. I'm not hiring another photographer. His quality is good because I can tell he spends easily an hour at my properties. And I go the 9 yards. I do drones, I do floor plans, I do the Zillow 3D. And then after the photo shoot, my husband and I do the video, and we'll spend another, I wouldn't say an hour anymore, but about an hour, close to an hour of us doing the video. Trash. Okay. That's amazing. That's true follow-up. Acting as a realtor before, so that when they are ready, they hire you as a realtor. That's exactly why I've been so successful. And that's what I've been teaching everybody in my follow-up process. Like, I'm just like loving, nurturing, following up, market report, checking in, stopping by, meet and greets, like texting them, video text, email, calling, mixing it up. Just keeping them up to date. Value. The best value you can give is market updates, but more importantly, I personalize them. I don't automate them. It doesn't come from my MLS like a generic email through the MLS, because I don't know about you. Law of reciprocity, yes. And I'm not gonna lie, like at the beginning when I was trying to do the whole follow-up, I've experimented with like donuts and Girl Scout cookies. But over the last year, I was like, nope, that doesn't really matter. Like the only thing that I give them is these little forget-me-not seeds now because of my mentor, James. James Mitchner, he told me to give them to them and my little handwritten note cards that I send out. But yeah, just keeping them up to date on the market. Like they know, like, dang, Adela knows everything that's going on around me. Like she knows before me. And it's so funny because I've called homeowners. I'm like, hey, did you
Automatic voice message system.
they'll be like, you know, I call them with an update and I'm like, hey, I'm just calling to let you know about that condo down the hallway that went, you know, just sold for blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh, are you talking about this condo? I'm like, oh no, that one sold like 3 weeks ago. I'm talking about this one. They're like, what? It's actually quite fun. So I definitely know, like, my fingers on the pulse of what's going on around them. So then they feel like, shit, if I'm going to hire anybody, it's going to be Adela because she knows what's going on. All right, I got to load it up again with another 50. Adverk said, I'm taking notes. Watch the replay. But if you really want to look at the communications guy, that's Vin Jiang, V-I-N-H, last name G-I-A-N-G. He's out of Australia. He's a communications guy. Yes, he had some amazing videos. And I want to say one of the reasons he got really good, and he always talks about it, was his music. There was like some kind of music instructor. And he talks about melody. I think he meant melody or something. I don't know. He's on there. I listen a lot to him. These are actually, you know how I told you sometimes the older people aren't the greatest, like you just have a landline or whatever. So I'm sending this lady, she's a follow-up. I've been talking to her since November of 2023 when I first started circle prospecting. And I don't know if she's here
To voicemail. The person
here in Florida or up in New Jersey. So I'm just sending her a handwritten note card to both of them because it's been a while. So I'm sending her those. And then the day before, the handwritten note card here. So I gotta mail these out. And if you need postage stamps, best place to get them. And that was a realtor. Oh, I knew that name. Best place to get postage stamps quick 24/7 is at the grocery store. And dude, I didn't run out. They should be right here in my wallet. Oh yeah, here they are. They're always in my wallet. So I don't lose them because these little suckers, you can lose them. What I really want to do is like just get a bulk.
has been forwarded to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is
A
not
bulk
available.
of stamps, a bulk of these handwritten note cards, a bulk of the flower seeds, a bulk of the magnet, and just have a year's supply. So I know exactly what my expense is, but I just have to go back and see. The only thing is that this year I'm obviously getting way more leads than last year.
Forward to voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available.
I'm becoming so antsy in my seat. I don't want to sit here anymore. I'm like, let me go. I want to leave. After an hour, I would say like after the 1 hour mark, it becomes difficult.
To voicemail. The person you're trying to reach is not available.
And I'm doing the double line dialer too, in case you guys are curious. Mojo's doing great today. So I'm just sticking to the double line dialer. Appreciate your suggestion. We'll check that. I'm currently learning from Jeremy Miner on YouTube. He's good. I would say I've only taken a lot of the material he's put out. I've maybe taken 5% of what he said. One of the biggest things I learned from Jeremy Miner is going, I could have dug deeper, but something was like, not yet. And that's fine, because if you guys been watching me, I don't start interrogating like, oh, what's got you moving? Oh, when were you thinking of selling? Oh, no, whatever. I just start nurture, follow up. And then they usually, like, even in the second or third call, they already tell me everything that I need to know. Yay. So let me mark him. And notice I didn't get too excited when he said yes. I'm like, oh, well, I guess you already have a realtor. But then he's like, no, I don't, nope. I am going to send him my contact card. But one of them was, instead of going, right, yeah, and then them, instead of you thinking you're making some kind of connection with them, like, oh, I have children. Oh, I have children too. Instead of doing that kind of thing where you think you're, what is the word called? Not bonding or connecting. I'm blanking out. It's okay. But he said, just go like, Oh, just making sounds. Because otherwise, if you use words, it interrupts their thought process. And then it can be like a disconnect in the conversation. I see your philosophy when you say you don't interrogate on the first call. When a prospect gives motivation, but doesn't say why, I respond with, oh, okay, that's interesting. Well, most folks I speak with that are moving and blah, blah, are doing so because of XYZ. Was it the same for you or something else entirely? I used to say that too. Sometimes I used to say like, oh, I actually am helping out people in the neighborhood. They're either retiring or their children are going off to college or they're moving in with blah, blah, blah. And honestly, I didn't get that far. People were just like, no, I don't know. They were still somehow closed off. And I've even gone with, oh, okay, that's interesting. Most neighbors I talk to tell me that they're planning on staying, for the next 10 years. What's got you moving? Or I used to ask so many other questions, but what I was going to say is I've done both where like I've asked and then I haven't asked. If you'll notice on some of my past lives, when I do get a lead, they will naturally open up. Like, I don't even have to interrogate or ask her why. They already start telling me. Like, I think the last lead I got, yeah, I just feel like if I just want to know, are you planning on selling and do you have a realtor? That's all I need to know. I've just limited it to that. I don't even get emails. I'm not saying that I probably won't start asking for emails at one point, but I'm just not mentally there to start doing that right now. When you ask for something else entirely, it gives them the layup to give their reason why they have motivation. When you ask for something else entirely, it gives them the layup to give their reason why they have motivation. Yeah. And sometimes they still won't. They won't necessarily always tell you their why, even if you ask. And sometimes, like, I've had it when I ask them for their motivation, if they don't want to tell me, they're not going to tell me. And then sometimes I feel like it might
Been forwarded to voicemail.
sour it. But my whole intent is know that they're selling, know they don't have a realtor, and then just start nurturing them. Because I don't want to waste my time with people who already have a realtor. I think maybe more realtors waste their time with someone who has a motivation, their why, I guess, and they have a realtor, and then realtors are just chasing. I'm like, no, I'm perfectly fine without that. How long have you been cold calling consistently for? Well, technically, since hello?
We are not available.
Sorry, it's going to voicemail. Technically, consistently since September 6th of 2023. Ask a series of questions that fully qualify a lead. Yeah, I'm just so over that, honestly, Gabriel. I'm just like, I just don't even feel like questioning them. Like, I've been doing so great with just like my 2 questions. I used to have like a get their email. And I was like, this is kind of BS. I'm just going to stop with the whole email thing. And ever since I just like reeled it back in, it just became so much easier for me and so much more pleasant for them.
Voicemail. Please leave a message and I'll get back to you as soon as possible.
I know there's some people who are like, you need to know these 5 things in order for them to be a lead. I'm like, not for me, not for Adela. Nope, I'm good. I'm happy. My leads love me.
Customer you have called is unavailable to take
That's why when
your
people
call.
ask me like, what's your 2 things for what a lead is? I'm like, are you planning on selling? Have it be within the next 5 years? And do they have a realtor? That's all I want to know. That's all I want to know. But I see your philosophy of nurturing over time after knowing they have motivation and no realtor. Yeah, it's like gold. Like I'm the only person standing and they're like, well, I guess we got to sell. So let's call Adela. That's why I get like come list me calls is basically what there are. There's like, Adela, can you come over? Adela, we're ready. Adela, we need to prep the house. Like and they don't ask me about staging. They don't ask me about my marketing. I don't have a listing presentation. What else do they do? They don't ask me like, what are you going to do different? Why should I pick you? Because I've already been talking to them for a year or 2 or 6 months or 5 months or whatever. Okay, I hate dead air. If you've been watching my lives, you know I don't like dead air. How do you know when and how to best follow up with them if you don't know anything about their situation? Because I do follow up. So for the most part, my nurture, because no one's going to sell tomorrow. And the likelihood of most of them even selling in a month is slim to none. By then, they already have a realtor. Like they already start looking for realtors months before they actually decide to sell, because they're also prepping their properties. So I treat every single lead the exact same way. And through my follow-ups, I'm getting more explanation of why they're moving, when they're moving. The best follow up with them if you don't know. Yeah, because I just do my follow up the same. So the hardest thing I realized when I scrapped all these systems, all these processes, and just like went super.
Please leave your message for
When I went
9.
super simple was because I was like, I was trying to put everybody in different cans or lists or groups or whatever. I was like, with a FSBO, I follow up with it this way. With a probate, I follow up with this way. With a expired, I follow up this way. With a divorce, I follow up this way. With a pre-foreclosure, I follow up this way. I was like, this is way too complicated. So with my whole circle prospect, the way I do it, I'm like, I don't care if you're selling in 6 months. I don't care if you're selling in 5 years. I'm going to treat you the same in regard to like what my system is, from the handwritten note card to the text to the market updates to the weekly. Now, obviously, if you're going to be selling in less than a year, then my frequency of the market updates is shorter compared to if it's over a year, it's going to be longer. But the whole touches, so the whole Google 4711, if that's, I might just be like, woo, too much information, Adela. But if you Google 7411, like the numbers, there's a whole data research analysis that they did recently, and it's all about touches. So my whole follow-up system is in reference to touches. And through that, I'm warming them up and getting them to know, like, and trust me. And they open up. They really do. Like sometimes I just know too much, more than even FSBO expired that I ever had. Gabriel said, what works for you is the best course of action. Everyone is different. 100%. And it's taken me, let's see, it's taken me a year and a half by making a lot of mistakes and errors, and just trying to figure out what my systems are, what my processes are. Like even if you have my follow-up process that you can get in the description, but even if you have that in my action plan that I created, I have those specific days because I experimented with those days. Sometimes they were shorter, sometimes they were longer, and I wasn't getting the right response that I wanted. So those I tweaked from like feedback of my leads, like, ooh, they're not biting, ooh, they're not responding. Let me increase this, decrease this, let me shorten this time frame, let me expand this time frame. Even like my handwritten note cards, switching that to the ones I have now, doing the magnet business card, doing the flower seeds, which James Mitchner told me to do. So I do that now. And he told me about that, last August or something. So everything I've done, and I'm not saying this is going to work for everyone. This is just what's worked for me. And so I'm going to keep on my path. So yeah, 100%. Braden Heath, good for you. Keep killing it. I'm just starting to get consistent. Probably been for about a month now. That's actually going to be huge for you, Braden. I remember my first month that I was like, oh my God, it's been a month. I've been consistent. That alone will change you. Just make sure those days that you have off, like say it's a weekend, you get back on. Because if that becomes like a 3-day weekend to a 4-day weekend, to all of a sudden you're like, oh God, gotta get back on the phones is dreadful. And the first day getting back, like a Monday or Tuesday, whenever is your first day of the week, is always difficult, but that's fine. Where am I here? Yeah, being consistent is the hardest. So power to you, Brayden. I promise you the first 30 days to be consistent, you guys, is the hardest. And once you can do that and realize that you just got to put the work in, it's all about knowing your numbers, knowing your data, how many leads it takes, or how many conversation it takes for you to get a lead in your market. And keep in mind, the number will go down once your skills start getting better. Because if you're way too hyper and you talk fast and you're interrupting them, you could have had leads, but you didn't realize it. Aldo, hi Aldo, keep it simple, super simple. I'm all about simplicity. Like, enough with all these like programs and mailers and this and that and whatever. I just use primarily Mojo for my dialer, my getting my data to call leads, my keeping track of my numbers, and I treat it as my CRM. Erin, I was on a call and catching up here. You got a great lead. Thank you. Curious, you'll send your card? Yes. And I'm assuming you follow up in a couple days to confirm receipt? Yes. And then you ask for time motivation? Yeah, I mean, let's see. I'll send them the text right away, which I already did, send them the handwritten note card, follow up on that, and then do my other things that I prep, like the market report, the social media, and then setting them up on my action. Like, if you have the action plan or whatever, I would say I've played with, like, for example, even a text. I've sent it immediately. I've sent it the end of day, business day. I've sent it the next day. I've even sent it 2 days after. Just from that alone, I've realized the highest response rate is when I send it immediately, like right away. Even the handwritten note card, I have tested it where I have mailed a handwritten note card to myself 3 separate occasions to see how long it will take. If I drop the handwritten note card in the mailbox, how long does it take to get to me? Believe it or not, 7 days. Crazy. Goes from Fort Lauderdale all the way down to Miami and then back up to Fort Lauderdale to come right back to where I dropped it off. So that's why I have those certain amount of days, as well as to give me wiggle room, because I generally will send it out the next day if I didn't prep them the same day. So like tonight, I'm not going to do the card, but tomorrow I will, and probably drop it off then. But all of like the details, screenshots, what I say, when I say it, is all in the follow-up process if anybody wants to get it. But before I leave, because I got to head out, join the Facebook group. Feel free to join the Mojo League. There's a free circle prospect script you can download, but everything I buy, everything I use, everything's in the description for you guys.